This will be a long one, with no happy ending. A bounty hunter from the NCR was sent to find and kill Aurelianus, or more specifically that he was sent to kill a Legion officer, but didn't know the name. The bounty hunter decided to speak with the legionaries and see about joining. The one he spoke to was none other than his target, Aurelianus, who was outwardly friendly with the bounty hunter, so he sought to have the bounty hunter prove himself to the Legion by going out and hunting down the fire geckos in the area. These geckos, having killed an old friend of Aurelianus named Ulricus, have made Aurelianus somewhat vengeful against their kind, as Ulricus was a useful asset to the Deganus. The bounty hunter did this once, but Aurelianus never did see them again. Worried that the bounty hunter might be an assassin or a spy for the NCR, Centurion Cronus sent Aurelianus out to investigate the man and bring him back for questioning. This fear was fueled by Aurelianus' warning that a lone legionary sitting on the hills overlooking the cove may end up dead if he doesn't have a battle buddy. It was there that the Decanus, near the top of the hill overlooking Cottonwood Cove, would face a fire gecko. Aurelianus would kill the fire gecko, but suffered severe burns all over his body. He did try to convince the Centurion Cronus that it was the bounty hunter who burned him, but the Centurion warned him for making up that story and sent him to the fort to recover from his wounds and rest his mind, believing that this was brought upon by the death of Ultimate Genesis. Aurelianus spent his time speaking to the legionaries, showing off his scars proudly and offering to assist other legionaries with any troubles of the gods if they were suffering from high anxiety and signs of PTSD, of which Aurelianus didn't know the official name of. Sig would return and tell Aurelianus that he was mugged by a ranger, who took the armor and didn't pay Sig for the bounty. Aurelianus pretended to sympathize, and made gestures that suggested he couldn't believe the NCR had done this, and in a way, that was true. He had a plan, and the NCR had fumbled it by being ruthless. Around this time, a player-run group known as the Warhounds was founded. The Warhounds were a PMC formed out of like-minded individuals who would get their first contract from the NCR pointed them in the direction of a Crimson Caravan representative. The representative would tell them that if they could clear out Nipton of raiders, they were free to own the town. Doing so, the Warhounds celebrated their victory, but it wasn't to last. Sig and an NCR soldier named Townsend would come to clash as both sides asked the PMC to kill the other side. The Warhound leader, Mitchell Casmon, ordered both parties to leave the town if they were going to fight. Townsend took Mitchell to the side and spoke with him. Whatever the demands were, Mitchell refused them all, and Townsend swore vengeance. In the middle of the night, when most of the Warhounds were offline and asleep, Townsend led a group of NPCs to drive out the Warhounds. Townsend took many items for the Warhounds, who weren't around to protect their stuff due to being asleep, including an expensive plasma weapon if memory serves right. When the players returned the following morning, they were informed that the NCR now owned their territory, that they were terrorists, and that Townsend had driven them off. Some of the players of the Warhounds slowly stopped playing the server, unable to find their fellow Warhounds, and left to wander the desert. Some, like one known as Richard, would continue playing, and would later come across the first event that was truly strange. You see, Aurelianus was planning to lead Sig back to the old Mormon fort, as he wanted to build rapport with the followers. The two would come across the building of the Helios 1 substation, where Mitchell Casmon set up his radio station. Mitchell and Aurelianus would speak, and Mitchell offered Aurelianus the chance to speak on the radio. This was not to last, as the NCR would locate them. Yet not many, only one. This veteran ranger, known as Hatfield, used to play a character that was an ex-Brotherhood of Steel member. His previous character, despite his power armor and many goodies he got to spawn in with, was arrested and sent back to California to serve prison time. This new veteran ranger, Hatfield, was given the privilege of spawning in with a 50 BMG in full veteran ranger armor. This was highly unusual, as everyone else had to start off with very little to their name and work their way up from that. Hatfield in the Discord server had spent a lot of time talking about how he hopes to get accepted as a ranger, get sent on a mission to kill the Warhounds and take out Mitchell Casmon. He got his wish, and as a lone wolf sniper, aimed to kill the Warhound leader. He was accepted, and the same day he was accepted, he was ordered to kill Mitchell Casmon. However, he couldn't figure out which one was Mitchell Casmon, and instead set his sights on Aurelianus and Sig. With a single shot, he had killed 2 non-targets. At first, I was very upset that I had lost a month-long character without the faintest hint of being attacked. I went into General VC, alone, and took my time. Hatfield would join the VC and say, "Man, that was such a badass shot," to which I, upset, replied that it was bullshit. However, I did later calm down and make a formal apology to Hatfield, as I thought my actions were wrong. I made a new character, Jack, a special character that would only be around for a day before events unfolded. I witnessed firsthand that the Warhounds were mistreated. Jack was recruited into the Warhounds, and we went to the abandoned sharecropper farm. We searched every house and building before assembling in one of the buildings for a meeting. We were suddenly attacked by either fiends or locals. We fought them back, cleared the houses, and tried the meeting again. We repeated the same scenario at least 4 or 5 times. Eventually, Jack Reach would leave and join the followers of Apocalypse. I signed off for the night and was informed that Veteran Ranger Hatfield was a Day 1 character with a 50 BMG sniper, and that I wasn't the target, nor was Sig. I felt as though I would explode. How is it right that I worked for a month in a legion that was practically abandoned and get killed by a Day 1 character with better gear than everyone else at the time? Something wasn't right. I and others brought this up on the Discord, and the owner would agree to reinstate Aurelianus, and in return I retired Jack. Sig and I got all our stuff back and we were free to go, even being allowed to remember the events.